was the difference? And I said, why don't we have weddings like that? And she told me, oh, sweetheart, we have much fancier weddings. We even have belly dancers. And she misunderstood me, and I couldn't express myself. But now I know why. Because the Judeo-Christian marriage honors women. It gives a woman the security and stability of one man with one set of children, at least at a time. One at a time. And I hope that those who want to change the concept of marriage are listening in America. We are destroying our own, the basis of the solid, secure, happy marriage in America, which is the basis of society. And in the White House now there is Dalia Mujahid. Her name is Dalia Mujahid. She's from Egypt. She's from, by the way, she's Muslim Brotherhood. We Egyptians know who is Muslim Brotherhood and who's not. She's working in the White House as an advisor on Islamic affairs. And she says that Sharia law, officially, she said it in a speech, Sharia law is misunderstood. What is being misunderstood about it? I'll give you the definition of jihad from the Sharia book. It's by the way, this is a mainstream Sharia book stamped with Al-Azhar University, all the major universities in the Middle East. Okay? I'm not going to an extremist Sharia book. This is the definition of jihad. To war against non-Muslims, the word jihad is derived from the word mujahada, signifying warfare to establish the religion of Islam. That is the definition of jihad. What is misunderstood here? The word war? The jihad is the main duty of every Muslim individual. It is stated in the Sharia book that not performing jihad or fleeing from combat, the word combat, what's misunderstood here? If you flee from combat while you're doing jihad with unbelievers, it's considered an enormous crime against your religion and against the Islamic State. Jihad, what's worse, is that jihad is also the main duty of a Muslim head of state. Every Muslim head of state must do jihad against neighboring non-Muslim countries. Does Israel ring a bell? What the West needs to understand is that the jihad doctrine challenges the sovereignty of any non-Muslim country. That is the jihad doctrine. It tells the world, if you are not a Muslim country ruled by Sharia, you have no right to protect your borders or your constitution, because Islam will destroy it. When we're powerful, we'll penetrate you, we will go in, and we will destroy it. And we can see that in history. I'll talk about the history a little bit at the end. I know I'm getting a little long, but there is also a law in Islam that says the Khalifa means the Muslim head of state. The Khalifa makes war upon Jews, Christians, and Zoroastrians until they become Muslim, or else live under the Islamic State as dhimmis and pay poll tax while being belittled. By the way, Islam in the Sharia books It has the Arabic and the English translation. I read both languages. And I noticed all the insults are not translated. So the word, while being belittled, وَهُمْ صَاغِرُونَ in Arabic, was not translated. So I put it down. It is said, if I tell you how many times in the Sharia book, that the Khalifa must fight all people until they become Muslim. When the Khalifa appoints a ruler on a region, his duty is, if he is in a border adjacent to enemy land, which is non-Muslim land, he must undertake jihad against enemies, dividing the spoils of battle among combatants and deserving recipients. Spoils of war. It's the same law of the jungle that happened in Arabia in the 7th century. But at that time it was between tribes. Now it's between the bigger tribe of Islam and the non-Muslim countries. It's the same dynamic. And any Muslim leader who does not do jihad and does not follow Sharia and enforce Sharia in his country will be removed out of office because he's not a good Muslim. There is a Sharia law that states Muslims are obliged to rise up and remove a leader if he is no longer a Muslim, or alters the sacred law, or makes reprehensible innovations, meaning bid'ah. If he gets new ideas like democracy, human rights, women's rights, freedom, what? What the problem with Sharia also is, does that tell you why Sadat was killed? Sadat was killed because he made peace with Israel. His wife tried to modernize Egypt, give some women their rights. I heard sermons in mosques in Egypt before Sadat was killed, saying he has abandoned his duty as a Muslim head of state, which meant he has to be killed. When Sadat signed the peace treaty with Israel, he knew he was going to be killed. And that's why when you see Muslim heads of state, they speak they go to the West and say, oh, we love America, give us donations, give us money in order to keep the jihadists quiet, And then they go there and they say, jihad, 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 jihad. They have to please the jihadists, and then they have to please America. Frankly, I don't know how they can even survive. I don't want to be an Islamic head of state. And that's why in every Muslim country there is an underground Islamist group watching. There is an underground Islamic group in every Muslim country, even in Turkey. What do these underground Islamic groups do? They monitor the leadership, and they see if the leaders are following Sharia. If they are not, they issue fatwas of death against them. So that's a Muslim head of state. He has to play games all the time. It's a very restless society. It's a very unstable society. It cannot have any political state system. Even the Sharia political system itself is defective and it doesn't work. And that's why Iran is like that. That's why Saudi Arabia is like that. Even the most radical regime in Islam, like Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia cuts the hands according to Sharia, stones women according to Sharia. Even they are accused of being puppets of America, and they are not good Muslims. And then now there is a group called, an underground group called Al-Qaeda of the Arabian Peninsula, and they want to bring down the the Saudi government. Everybody